is Madden NFL 23, and we'll see Jameis Winston after his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Vikings and the Giants, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
We find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New York Giants and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This taken in at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by Deshaun Watson. Of course, he won a national title at Clemson and already has 3 Pro Bowls under his belt in the National Football League.
And he's exactly the man you want in control of your offense. Excellent arm, good zip on the ball, not afraid to use his legs when he needs to. And what he's excelled at doing is making plays when the first read isn't available or when the pressure's about to get to him.
First play, Watson to the air. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early 2nd down and long. Another try after the first down sack. Watson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
The sack on first down took him out of a traditional running play and put him in a passing situation, but didn't stop him from running anyway, did it?
No, I was surprised when he took off. I thought, oh, he's got some space. He might pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. He goes all the way and picks up the first. Watson on first down. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And they'll hold him with 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. From the gun on 3rd, Watson. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he will have a Giants first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's punted out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, 22 carries, 110 yards in the score.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on second down. Watson. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is third down. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. Second catch for the down. Not the first down. No question, this is exactly how they're going to start this football game. And nice pass there. And now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
And he's got it. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Fournette is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
From back at the 2, here's 3rd and goal. Watson now to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Cortland Sutton, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants are on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. They're bringing them out in his 8th year out of Florida State, the former Heisman Trophy winner, Jameis Winston.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 20 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
Nice solid showing from him last week. Didn't blow the roof off with his numbers, but he certainly had a quality day and produced when called upon.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run it again with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A 1-yard loss on the play. It's now the 3rd.
On 3rd down, Winston. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Winston's pass intercepted by the Giants. They'll take over first and 10.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson. Steps away to his left. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem scrambling for 22 and a 1st.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Vikings offense making their way back out. And let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend of the NFC. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw, Winston. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Jameis to throw it. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Jalen Waddle deep to return it. Now a hit and a loose football. The big fella. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings.
As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle, hey, if we put one in the end zone here, we put ourselves in a position to start making a comeback.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. taken at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The New York set to take the field. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Watson. They'll swing this out to Fournette. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. On the draw, this is Fournette. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. This offense on 3rd down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Now, partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this is where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously, the draft, free agency, maybe you can make some trades, but also look at your practice squad. Have you been grooming players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well? That way, you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Winston. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Some applause for the defense there. They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Watson's throw is taken in by Waddle. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. On 2nd and very short, Watson. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now it's Watson. He'll find Fournette again here. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. To the air yet again, Watson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He completes this to Sutton. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. He'll find Metcalf. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Here's Watson. And able to complete it to Moreau. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will take it all in for a Giant touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Throwing, Winston. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you're doing like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Winston. And his throw here's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Winston. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Now a stoppage, and oh boy, we've got Mayfield shaken up on the play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Winston now from the 50. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Off the play fake, Winston. He'll buy some time right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 36. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
They'll throw again. Winston. Man open. That's Byron Pringle complete. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. Winston. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 15-yard line.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Will also be guarded. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Giants' 11-yard line.
On 2nd down, Gainwell looking for space. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Kevin O'Connell clearly unhappy with that call, and he's thrown that red challenge flag out around the field. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
So score one for Kevin O'Connell. His decision to throw the challenge flag, a good one. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They go play action. Winston. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Rashaan Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there. 1st and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Now Winston. Here's a screen with Gainwell. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. So it'll be a loss of 10 on the play. And this brings up a 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well. And they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. It's a 39-yard attempt right hash. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt, just the way you used to hit him, partner.
You mean like kicking?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Giants now are going to take over late in this first half. Already enjoying a two-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. Again, it's Watson. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Watson on 3rd down. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Denver Broncos. And then finally, time to unwind on Monday night. It'll be the Chargers and Colts from Indianapolis at 8:15 Eastern Time sharp. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Giants. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
It's now 2nd and 10.
On 2nd and 10, Winston. Going right side here, and that's complete.
Winston's pass.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd.
Play fake. Winston steps away. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Waddle now to return it. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson on the slant, completes to Sutton. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Watson. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there of 22.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Watson off play action. Another catch there for Waddle. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. But he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier. This time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2 is not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Watson looks to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Now Watson. This will be caught at about the 6. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Hopkins' kick is good, and the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. On play action, Winston. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
To throw is Winston. Jones has it. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Winston. Eluding the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Jameis to throw it. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Credit the Giants defense that time in pass coverage. 4th down. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. On 1st down, Watson. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And some room to work. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And now out comes Minnesota. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. They give it to Williams, running right. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Winston now. He finds his man, complete. It's Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 47. Winston. And his pass incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Winston. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Jalen Phillips picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Winston. And that will be incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Up the gut, Fournette. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The Giants on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This time it's 3rd and 3. Again, it's Fournette. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively. And
one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And he stopped immediately there. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A handoff to Fournette. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Vikings pick up the football. Inside the 10. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return. A scoop and score for the Vikings. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Fournette once more on second down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. So they need 6 yards here on third down. They're 2 for 2 on third down tries so far on this drive. To throw is Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sutton. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Leonard Fournette, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Second down, back to Fournette. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Here's Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DJ Reader able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Here now, Johnny Townsend. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. And that is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
To throw, Winston. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Winston. Got an open man, it's Pringle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Again, it's Winston. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
1st and 10 at the 50.
Winston now from the 50. There's a screen with Gainwell. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston, he finds his man, complete. That's Patrick. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Jameis again. Screen play set up for Williams. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. He'll find Jones again, complete. So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. Here's Winston. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Throwing, Winston. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. He had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Giants are going to get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Fournette. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And able to complete it to Moreau. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Some concern out there right now as we got an injury stoppage. It's DK Metcalf who's getting some help following that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the run, it's Fournette. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Watson. Buying time to his left. And, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And the lead will stay put at 17. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Winston. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. Could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Giants are close to finishing off this football game. A shotgun give to Fournette. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating, even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground, but both really started to come in sync. So for the Giants, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.